Hello, darlings, and welcome to my Hello, Darling show that we're recording in New York. New York, New York. My very special guest today is Sonia Bestulic. Sonia is the founder of Let's Flourish Together, which I already do, an award-winning writer of children and adults books, globally speaker, and the rest we will hear from Sonia directly. Hello, darling. Welcome to my show.
Hello, darling. Thank you so much for having me. I absolutely am so overjoyed to be here.
Congratulations on your latest book.
Thank you.
But before we go to the book, let's flourish together. Yes? With Sonia.
Thank you.
Yes.
You're flourishing already.
Yes. Please explain how the company happened and what's the mission of it.
Yeah. So Flourish with Sonia, I mean, people often think it's just flourishing with me because that's obviously my name.
It's not a garden show.
But it's not a garden show. But there is deep symbolism to it because Sonia actually means wisdom.
Wow.
And that's really what this is, or the company is all about, is helping people of all ages flourish with inner wisdom.
Beautiful.
Not just wisdom from the outside, but wisdom from the inside. And
Incredible.
that's true empowerment.
Incredible. So you must be very grateful to your parents.
Oh, yes.
To have called you Sonia.
Yes.
And weren't they just right?
Yes. Well,
when did you find out what the name Sonia means?
I was probably a child because I've always been fascinated.
I'm sure you were a child.
I was a child when I was interested in what names mean.
Yes.
So I always had an interest in words. Like I did love words, writing and reading them as a child. So I was always quite fascinated on the root of words and where they came from and what do they mean. So
incredible.
Yeah.
Sonia, when you're saying already child, maybe we go a little bit to your childhood.
Yes.
Tell our viewers.
Sure.
About your flourishing mission.
Yes.
What are your best memories, earliest memories? When did your journey to wisdom begin?
I would say there was a very pivotal moment for me when I was 7 years old.
Yes.
And that was a time when I grew up in a household where the news was constantly on. My parents loved having the news on, TV, newspapers on the table. So there was that exposure. Mm-hmm. So that for me created a moment where I really felt quite heartbroken about what I was seeing. Already then.
Imagine.
Yeah, at 7. It was very confronting. And so I felt like, what can I do? I really want to do something to be part of the solution. I wasn't happy with disharmony.
Yes.
And that's really what led me on, how can I help? So it was no surprise to people when I moved into a health professional role. I was very fascinated about humans. Yes. Of course, I had the question, why are we doing this to one another?
Yes.
And that's really what inspired all of my studies and my training and my...
Was the question ever answered? Don't humans continue doing things to each other?
Look, to a degree, I feel like, and this is part of the company mission, is to help everybody of all ages to flourish with inner wisdom, because once you tap into the truth of who you are and what we're made of and why we're here, you wouldn't even think about harming somebody else.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're staying with wisdom, which we will never leave for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about your latest book, Sonia.
Yeah, so this is my 4th book. My first 2 were children's book. So this one is called 5 Golden Keys to Raising Empowered Humans. So it helps with kids' self-leadership and lifelong flourishing, but it's really also a gift for all of us to really parent our own evolution.
So whom would you say the book is destined for most? Is it just for parents?
Nope. It's for parents, carers, educators, and especially health and medical professionals who work with kids.
And just for somebody who is none of it?
And anybody who is interested in the next generation flourishing and themselves at the same time.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Yes.
So the book is for everybody.
100%. Yes.
You know, Sonia, I used to think, and I used to say, being a mother myself, if someone would write a book, how to bring up healthy, minded, people, children, they would make $1 million of a book on the book, which I hope and wish you with all my heart.
Thank you.
Because it's so needed.
Yeah.
It's not about money, obviously. It's
100%. Yeah.
So Sonia, where do we start? Why is mental health crisis? Why they are so huge?
Yes.
I read something very beautiful, a way you said it, and I want you to say it with your own words.
Yeah.
Why the mental health challenges in young people are so on a rise.
Yes.
And out of control, in effect.
Yeah. Well, I believe, and I share this very frequently, is we are all born creators, but we're trained to be consumers. So when we're disconnected from our innate creative power, which I call our creatorship, that's what catalyzes a crisis in spirit. So not just mental, it's going deeper than that. It catalyzes a crisis in spirit. Okay. Yeah. So
get it.
So to me, that disconnect then makes us feel separate from one another. It makes us feel alone. It makes us feel misunderstood. It makes us feel like, why are we here? Because we're disconnected from feeling that we belong to something greater, which we all do.
Okay, so when you're already disconnected in a very young age because you weren't aware that you are a creator, or maybe you are being brought up by parents which are another generation, earlier generation of being victim of being disconnected.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I also read in your book that the first connection has to start with parents.
Yeah.
If you reconnect with yourself, you can start teaching your child how to reconnect.
Yeah. And the beautiful thing is when you're working on, or I say doing your own inner work, you're not even necessarily explicitly needing to teach your children because you're embodying that. So your children almost absorb it. You hear people say kids absorb things like a sponge.
Absolutely.
They do. Absolutely. So you can just emanate.
Yes, I'm with you.
And from that emanation, the kids take that in energetically. They take that in.
Because everything is energy and frequency.
And that's exactly what my book stems on, is energetic mastery. That's a big part of what I share in the book.
So actually you have to always start with parents, carers, parents.
Yes, of
people
course.
that take care of the younger.
Yeah.
In order to enable them to help the little. It's a huge job, Sonia. How do we reach the world?
It's huge, but well, it starts with us. And as I was a child trying to fix the world, and even an adult trying to fix the world, everything changed for me when I realized it's actually not that overwhelming, because I felt very burdened.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But everything changed when I realized, you know what, there's so much power in working on myself.
Yeah.
Because once I refine and master my energy and my energy field and my frequency, and that becomes my priority, then I almost don't have to do anything. I can be in the presence of someone and they don't necessarily consciously understand what's happening, but their energy field is shifting.
It's subconscious.
Yeah. And we all know we can be in the presence of someone.
On the way to flourish.
That's it. Things start to shift.
Sonia, a practical keys, like if any of parents is listening to us, stress running out of their head, running out
day
of
to day,
screaming kids,
they
don't want to do the homework, don't want to go to bed. A child that comes back from school, very upset. How do we make them connect to us? Because I think one of the biggest burdens in a moment, challenges that parents have, is to be able to connect. How was your day?
100%.
Did anything happen? No.
Yes.
But how are you fine?
Yes.
And he, she is not. What do we do?
Yeah, that's very common. And I say come right back to the basics of what it means to be human. We're very good at overcomplicating things. And sometimes the simple things seem like that's too easy. Yes, it is. And that's also very powerful. So what I would say is come back to the rhythm of what it means to be human, number one. What does that mean?
How?
Yeah.
I'm already asking.
Yeah. Just think about, how do you start the day? How do you end the day? So come right back to basics. Start the day with stillness, some silence, some music, listening to birds outside, the basics. But even 5 minutes of silence where you just even lay in bed and are with yourself, because a lot of people struggle with silence because they feel like they need to be doing.
I'm one of them.
Yeah. So even 5 minutes of just being still before you get out of bed, you can say things to yourself, whatever that is, whether it's, I love you, I appreciate you, I honor you, I have reverence for you. There's some of the things that I say, for example, because the day starts with the top priority, which is my relationship, not just with my physical being, but with myself and God or the universe, etc. That's priority number one. That's the creative intelligence. And when I start the day like that, I signal to myself and to the energy of the universe, this is the priority.
The harmony.
This is it. This is the still point.
Yeah.
So when we start in that way, we're communicating that already, and everything comes from that.
So this is key number one?
Key number one, how do you start your day?
Let's do 5 keys. Like, I'm trying to be organized. I'm very aware of our viewers to say, where are we going?
Yeah, where are we going?
We're going to 5 keys. We got the key number one.
Well, that's not key number one. The key, but it is part of key number one. Key number one is foundations, the frequency of foundations.
Yeah.
I use frequency because it's energetic. So foundations is number one. But what I've described there is the rhythm, coming back to the rhythm of what it means to be human. So that would be part of key number one, foundations, basically. And I think, to be honest, foundations are one of the most important keys or the aspects I like to talk about, because within that, there's even intuition. People talk about intuition.
And gut feeling.
Gut feelings.
Yes.
Yeah, you talk about this, right? So key number two. Then you've got the frequency of fun. Yeah. So this is about, again, what does it mean to be human? Being playful.
Yeah.
Being playful, being exploring, being curious, giving things a go.
Yes.
When you have that energy, you don't worry about mistakes and perfectionism and risks and safety.
Children don't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So often I say, if you want to remember what it means to be human, just hang out with a kid, like a young kid who's in joy, who's like, wow, what's that, in wonder. Yeah. That's actually the true nature of who we are. So if you're feeling really far away from that, then that gives you a measure, a baseline. So playful energy, playfulness, coming back into just wonder, curiosity.
Yeah.
And that reinstates a lot of rhythm and connection, right? Because you're connecting with yourself, with the world, with others. It's beautiful.
And key number 3?
So then we've got fulfillment is another key. So this is about alignment and following your heart and your soul. And what's joy? Yeah, what brings you joy? Because a lot of the time we're doing the shoulds. I should do this, I should do that, which is the mind being the CEO. But that's not how humans are made, right? Our heart and soul is the CEO. We've got to listen to our heart and our soul. We all have a mission, right, Barbara? We're here for a purpose.
Yes.
So it's about following your joy. What brings you joy? What lights you up? When you're lit up about something, you magnetize. Your energy shifts.
May I comment without interrupting? Yeah. It would apply to people that have the privilege to do as a work what they love.
Yeah.
And I believe, unfortunately, not many and not everyone has this kind of a situation.
This is true.
So if the job is your hard job, if the job is the 8 to 5, obviously, to survive.
Yep.
A lot of people could be resentful if they're not open enough to say, oh yeah, really, what about my work? Yeah,
they can
pay the bloody bills.
Yeah, but by the same token, if you're playful, like for example, I am not a fan of, financial admin. It's not my favorite part of, right? Yeah. So what do? I'm like, let's play with this.
Yeah.
And put some music on. I'm going to get some nice biscuits and tea and I have a bit of fun.
Do it.
I have fun. I'm going to do it, but I'm not going to do it like, oh, I've got to do. I'm like, I've just got to do this.
So it's a mindset about things you do.
Mindset, being intentional with your energy.
Yes.
And what can I make of this?
That's right. The best out of it.
You got to look for the little windows, even washing the dishes, Barbara.
Yeah.
I don't use the dishwasher. Why? Because every night, I have 3 kids, they take turns to help me in the kitchen. So that is connection time. I've got to wash the dishes. I'm not putting in the dishwasher because I'm going to connect with one of you one-on-one. And we're going to put music on. We're going to dance. We're going to chat. We're going to, So you can slot it in very practical ways.
It goes back to mindset.
Mindset and be creative about life.
Yes.
It will be boring if you want it to be boring.
Yes, well, I worked once with a director of a movie I was in, and somebody said, "Oh, job work is so boring." He says, "You create your own energy when you wake up in the morning, regardless where you are. And if you're bored, you're boring." Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
And I think if you have a bit of fun, even with life, sometimes I wake up and go, "Oh, I wonder what miracles are going to happen today."
Yeah.
As soon as I flick the switch and say, "What miracles?" my brain starts looking for miracles, and you go, "They're everywhere."
Yes.
Look at that butterfly. Look at the. It's quite fun. You can have fun.
So how many more keys have we got left?
Okay, what have we got? Fun, fulfillment, and foundations. Then we've got freedom. So freedom can mean a lot of different things. And one of the chapters I have under the freedom key is about the magnificence of money, because this is a big one.
I think everybody will believe you.
It's a big one.
Yeah.
But the relationship we have with money, that's another story. So I had to put it in there because the book is very multidimensional, it's very holistic. Part of freedom is look at purifying your partnership with money. Money's your partner. It's not evil, it's not, but it's part of life. It's an energy exchange, and it's what intention you bring to it and what you want to do with it. It can be very beautiful, and it does beautiful things in the world. So that needed to be an important part.
So how do we eliminate people greed for money?
It's always going to be, can we eliminate greed? It's going to be the person who is.
It's a mindset again.
It's a mindset. Or they're in scarcity. They don't realize our true nature is abundance. It's abundance. When you realize that I am abundance. I remember saying to someone, you've got like trillions of cells in your body. You are an abundant community walking around. So when you switch your mindset, your energy, and you see how there's more than enough for everybody, then everything changes. You're not holding on so tight because you're like, I'm in flow.
That's right.
What I need, I have. What I need will be provided. It's having that deep certainty in the flow and the energy of abundance.
Being relaxed about it, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you sit back and things are going to fall in your lap, but you will magnetize differently when you see everything as abundant. More comes.
Another key?
And then the final one is flourishing, of course.
They all start with the word F.
Yep, because it's frequency of foundations, frequency of fun, frequency of fulfillment. So the final one is frequency of flourishing. And this is a beautiful key because it's really bringing together, what does it mean to flourish? That means you've come out of scarcity and survival and holding on tight. You're in flow. You're able to celebrate yourself and everybody else.
Smell the roses.
You smell the roses.
While you're flourishing yourself.
100%. So it's about celebration. It's about legacy. It's about being of service and contributing. It's all of those things.
Sonia, we need about 20 million of you. How could we multiply you and have you everywhere?
Oh, that's what I'm hoping the book will do, you know, is just start moving that energy. I say the momentum of the energy and the message. And I like to make what seems complex very simple and practical. And that's always my promise, because it can sound really amazing, but then people are like, well, how do I do this in my day-to-day? That's exactly what is in the book, day-to-day.
Very open-minded to also embrace what you're saying, because you live it. It's your part of your DNA now.
Yeah.
When you find new people that are consulting with you, do you find sometimes, are they all open enough, or do you sometimes come against brick wall?
They're usually not happy with something in their life.
Yeah.
They've had enough. So it's either they've had enough or they feel stuck, like they're constantly in loops. Yeah. Or they're just saying, I know there's more for me, but I don't know what it is. So they don't have the clarity, but they just feel restless.
Yes.
That restlessness is a sign.
I have another question. It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it, that the current educational curriculums, I would imagine, are completely out of pace and time.
Yeah.
I think that what happened with mental health, with the constant noise that is coming at young people, we know, I don't even want to talk about the obvious, which is the iPhones, which is the smartphones, which is the digital world, You see kids in the age of 6 months already being on the tablets at the
Yeah.
airports. It's shocking.
Yeah.
We cannot reverse it. So I would imagine that curriculum would need to be rewritten.
Yeah, and I think I've seen that for the decades of work that I did, even in education systems. And this is really where I did see the disconnect happening. So how would things be rewritten? There would be a combination of things, partly life skills. Life skills are a big area that it's a gap that needs to be filled. What do I mean by life skills? We talked about money, like money management, basics like that. Having a conversation.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Emotional.
Teach people to talk to each other again.
Yes. Your relationship with emotions.
Yes.
And what do we do with an emotion? How do we manage them? What happens when something is challenging? How do we process that and then move forward and not stay stuck? So all of those, life flourishing qualities, that's really where the curriculum, we could recalibrate it so that there is a little bit of self-awareness within there too.
But who will be open enough? Who will be open enough from the bodies?
Yeah. Look, I think Barbara, I see some people in the world who are opening schools.
Okay.
Yeah, who are saying, you know what, it's not for my child. A lot of families are saying my kids don't fit into this system.
Because also the poor teachers are being out of debt.
Yes, 100%. And teachers, I mean, if I ruled the world, they would be paid extraordinarily well.
Thank you.
They would be resourced extraordinarily well, trained. Like they are one of the number one. They would be number one.
Thank you, Sonia. That's my thinking.
Yes, 100%.
What's more important than the future of our young children that will create the new world?
That's it. It's the educators, 110%. We want to be looking after them, and they're in the job because they actually care. They're passionate.
Because they're not there for money.
No, they want to make a difference.
Teachers, police, and nurses.
Yeah, that's it.
People that protect the society.
Yeah,
yes.
They're like the angels, of society. They're there.
The least paid professions.
Yes.
Something is not right.
100%. So we need to recalibrate, and that would be number one, is bringing back the true core of why are they there anyway? Because they're there to help, they're there to make a difference, and they want to see kids flourish. Yes. That's why they're there. Yes. So it's not fun to go to work and be tied down with administration or that's not why they're there.
We started saying that we're all born creators
100%.
And being forced to become consumers.
Yes.
If someone is watching us today, what's your advice for someone who say, okay, oh yeah, really, but how do I find my creativity, or how do I take my son that he's creative? He will say,
well, do you know what?
Yes.
The word creative, again, we say creative and people in their minds immediately, they'll be like painting, drawing, writing, photography. They'll think about that. Yes, that's part of creativity. But generally, creativity, it happens, like I said before, washing the dishes and popping some music on, doing accounting and, dancing beforehand. Like, it's creating your joy, creating your peace.
Must say washing dishes being creative?
You can be creative. No, but the dishes are, but how you wash the dishes,
I know.
Even things like putting the washing away. Like I used to have my kids, I would fold the washing, but then I thought, why am I doing this? I want them to put it away.
Can we have something sexier as an example?
But they would line up.
Stuck in the kitchen.
I would say, Barbara, I'd say, come, when they were little, I'd say, come in the lounge room. You stand behind that couch. You stand in that corner. And then I would pull out an item. I'd throw it at them and they'd have to catch it. And, so
you're very involved.
Have fun with the day-to-day. And I think when you start with little things and you just say, how can I have a bit of fun with this?
That's right.
How can I make this my own?
Yeah.
My son, for example, he came home from school one day, and I'll go art example, and he said, Mum, I hate art. And I was very surprised because I'm like, he's a very creative thinker.
Yeah.
He thinks about the world in very interesting ways. I said, what do you mean you don't like art? Like, you're very creative. And he said, well, it's art. I thought they would want me to create something, but they want me to paint like someone else's style. I want to do my own style.
Freedom.
Kids know this.
Yes.
That's not their unique expression.
Yes.
So I'm not saying to discount the value of what
Yes.
others have shared with us. However, leave space for their unique expression.
That's right.
So we can do this even in conversation.
Don't put your box on them, correct?
Yeah, don't
Because
take
we
it all
all in a
over.
box to a certain degree, in
Yeah.
certain stage of our lives.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking age,
Yeah.
but stage. Yes.
Stage. And if you ask the question, sometimes as parents and sometimes professionals too, we don't invite kids to share their thoughts, their feelings.
That's right.
So that's creativity. Ask them to express themselves.
Incredible. So Sonia, what next for Sonia? And how do people find you? And
Yes.
how do people find your book, which hasn't arrived today?
Yes, not with us today.
Yeah.
Yes, so my wonderful publisher, KMD Books.
Yes.
Globally, anyone can purchase it through KMD Books. I'm based in Australia.
Yes.
So if anyone wanted a copy within Australia, a signed copy, I mean, I can sign one globally, but within Australia, you're more than welcome to, and anyone's welcome to order from my website, soniabestulic.com.
Yeah.
And yeah, of course, online in the usual distribution outlets, for sure.
Sonia, I give a metaphorical magic wand at the end of my show to each guest.
Mm-hmm.
If I give you now a magic wand, what will be your two wishes? One for yourself and one for the world. What would be your wish for the world?
Oh, my wish for the world, I think it's almost predictable, but my wish for the world is that everybody and everything is flourishing with peace and joy and harmony.
Beautiful.
That is my wish for the world. It's going to be the wish for myself too, right? But I think, for myself, it's really that I can continue to be of highest service. That's really it. It's very simple, but that's why I'm here.
Beautiful. Sonia, thank you so much for opening the door to a flourishing world.
Thank you. Thank you for all that you do, Barbara.
Thank you.